Is it really free to play? This is a question that we are starting to ask ourselves as we download free to play games, whether that be on our mobile or on our computer. And it's a legitimate question because a good number of games nowadays are quite heavily monetized to the point that yes, you can play the game for free, but your progression can be extremely limited for whatever reason. So with this particular series of videos, we're going to be addressing just exactly how heavily monetized are individual games as I cover them. In the last video, we covered Eve Echoes, the main video game for my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And that particular game got a 4 out of 8 rating on the Star of Chaos. And if you haven't watched that video already, every point along that Star of Chaos represents a form of monetization or some form of manipulation to get you to actually purchase. So anyway, let's get on into the video, shall we, and start with the first question for YuGiOh Master Duel. Is free-to-play progression capped? As in, is there a limit to how far you can go in this game before you just get stuck, whereby you have to spend money? And the question is, no, there isn't a cap whatsoever. If we go through the shop, as we can see right now, every single thing that I haven't already purchased is available to purchase with gems. And this will be important further down the line. But everything you need, you can purchase with gems. Now, if you want to go and get specific cards, you can craft them. And we're just going to go for a quick demonstration. So if I go to, let's have a look at this Cyberdark deck. If I go into here, all I have to do is select a card that I want one more of and craft it. So let's have a look for a common card so that I don't go and waste materials that I can't really afford to waste. Like, look at my super rares and ultra rares up at the top. I don't have many of them. I do have lots of rares. So I'm just going to generate one more card. And for every card in the game, to my knowledge, you can generate one more card. And that's exactly what I've just done here. I've generated one more card. And these components you can get just by dismantling. So if you've got a card that you do not want, you can just dismantle it and spend those resources on another card. That was very wasteful what I've just done. But hey ho, it's for a video, so it's not really a big waste, is it? Now, is there a subscription cost? No, there is not a subscription cost in YuGiOh Master Duel. If you do want to hand over money, this is the only screen whereby you can actually spend your money. And as you can see, everything here is gem packs. That's it, everything here is just gem packs. There is no subscription. There is no subscription to have to play this game. You can boot it up completely for free, as I am doing right now. So of course, so far, our Star of Chaos has nothing on it, and we've already gotten through 2 points of this Star of Chaos, the free-to-play progression capped and the subscription cost. Moving into number 3, we have, is there a battle pass or season pass? And unfortunately, we do have a battle pass or season pass, but is it worthy of a point on the Star of Chaos? I am not entirely sure, and the reason why I'm stating that is because we can get this without spending any money whatsoever. So as we can see here, I can get all of the free rewards across the top. If I want the rewards across the bottom, I have to get the battle pass. Now if I head over to the shop using the big yellow button in the bottom right corner and wait for it to load, we can see I can buy the battle pass with gems. Notice how I can't buy it with actual money, I can buy it with gems instead. Now this is where things get rather interesting because this merges into my next question. Is premium currency earnable? Because bearing in mind the gems, which are the premium currency for this game, are what you use to unlock the battle pass. And if we head over to the missions, which is the big flag symbol at the top, we can see that every day you can complete missions to get more gems. And if there's an event going on, like the triangle event that is literally just concluded, you can get several thousand gems all at once. So as we can see right now, I can get, let's have a look, 40, 80, 120, 160, 200, Wow, okay, I've got a lot of missions to catch up on apparently. But as you can see right here, there is a lot of gems that I can just claim by doing my daily missions. Of course, I've let them stack up a little bit over the past few days, but at the bare minimum, there's 20 for just logging in. So, of course, you can get your premium currency for free just through gameplay. You do not have to buy the premium currency. And moving on to the Battle Pass, if I just hit the shop, I can show you exactly what's going on here. Once it's loaded, of course. So I'm just going to start off by heading over to this gem screen, because I do believe we have record of gems obtained. So as you can see directly above my head right now, up here, you can see out of the gems I currently have on my account, how many of them I've actually paid for, and how many of them I have acquired through in-game gameplay. As you can see, I've not spent any money. I've not paid for any gems out of the ones that I currently have, and I haven't even bought any yet. I'm debating as to whether or not to spend my Google Rewards points on getting some gems, but the answer is I don't need to. It's entirely optional if I chose to do that. So of course, let's go ahead and just buy the Battle Pass right now with these gems that I have acquired for free. Sorted. I did not have to spend any money whatsoever on this Battle Pass, and now I can press that button that I've been wanting to press for, say, a good week or so now. And as you can see, if we scroll back to the top, I have already got more gems back from that Battle Pass than I'd actually spent unlocking it. So it's weird, isn't it? It literally pays for itself here without having to spend any money whatsoever. So yes, premium currency is earnable, and the Battle Pass can be unlocked with that very same premium currency, so you do not have to spend a penny even on the Battle Pass. I know with other games like YuGiOh Duel Links, for example, if you wanted to buy a structure deck, you would be able to buy the first structure deck. I don't know why I clicked on solo mode. You'd be able to buy the first structure deck, and then if you wanted any additional copies because of the rare cards that were inside, you'd have to spend real money on them. But if, however, in YuGiOh Master Duel, we wanted to buy a structure deck, we can buy it up to 3 times with gems. No real purchase required. As we can see, I have done with, let's say, Blackwing Pride, for example. I have bought up all 3 copies that I need to. And if I go into structure contents and click show number owned, we can see that for the cards that I would only get 1 copy of, I have 3 copies of. So yay! So moving on, does it have loot boxes? And this is where we have to stretch the definition of loot boxes just a tiny bit, only a tiny bit, because Yu-Gi-Oh is a trading card game. It is probably the definition of loot boxes, because you'd literally go to a counter in the stores back in the day and buy a packet of cards and you wouldn't know what was in those cards. Master Duel is built on that same principle, as you'd expect. So of course, it does have a loot box system, as it were, in the trading card packs. This is just how Yu-Gi-Oh has always been. To remove this would be to remove its entire identity. And as you can see right now, I've just spent a few of the booster packs that I have obtained through free-to-play gameplay and just opened them to get some random rewards. Now, of course, any rewards that you don't like here, you can dismantle them, as I've shown you earlier with the cards that I didn't like earlier. And this is where I realise that I might have stretched the image just a little bit too far. And there we go, after fixing OBS, and I have no idea what happened there, but let's carry on, shall we? So yes, it does have loot boxes. There's no getting around it with Yu-Gi-Oh's design. So that is going to be the first point along the star. Does it have loot boxes? Yes, it does. I'm not going to call it a bad thing because it's a part of its entire identity, but it's still there, it's still worthy of a point, and we've already avoided filling out a point simply because of how the Battle Pass is earnable with in-game gameplay. So let's move along to the next question. Is the store heavily promoted? That is going to be our next question. And it's kind of hard to say with this one. It's hard to say. With every update that comes along, of course, we'll see a little notification above my head right now saying a new selection pass is here. And of course, on the main screen, right next to my head right now, I don't know why I turned around, I'm not covering it up right now, we have the shop button, which is right there. There we go, right there, right where my elbow has been cut off. So, it's heavily promoted in a sense. I'm going to give it a point there because the shop is clearly visible from the main screen, and all major updates tend to come along with a new item for the shop. And of course, with every new update, there's going to be a little red exclamation mark, just like there is, for example, on Secret Pack right here, trying to draw your attention towards the shop. So yeah, I'm going to go with, is it heavily promoted? I'm going to put one there. I'm going to fill out a point because it is clearly accessible and there are little slideshow adverts to draw your attention towards the shop. But so far we've only filled out 2 points on the star out of 8. I'd say we're doing well. I'd say we're doing well with this one. So moving on to the 7th question in the Star of Chaos. Is free-to-play competitive? And the answer to this is yes, free-to-play is competitive. Now, if there's a new release that comes along, let's say this new booster pack, when I find my way across to it, let's say this new selection pack has an exciting new card in it that everybody is rushing to get because it could be game breaking, okay? Chimera the King of Phantom Beasts, I doubt this is game breaking, but I'm just going to use it as an example anyway. So if I wanted to get 3 copies of this card and I didn't have any money whatsoever, then what I'd most likely do is I'd head over into the card crafting area that we demonstrated earlier and just craft 3 copies of it. If you've already stacked up the resources that you need to craft 3 of that particular card, then you can get it instantly. All you've got to do is save up and use up your materials wisely. Now, alternatively, if it was an entire deck that you wanted to build, so of course, here we go, we have crafting parts. If some exciting new cards came along, I could spend a few points on getting those cards that I needed. But if you needed to build an entire deck around this exciting new selection pack or booster pack or whatever it may be, then you just spend up your gems that you've been saving up. You've got 2 sets of materials, and if you save them up, spend them conservatively, then gems, crafting parts, whichever it may be, you can build whatever deck you want competitively. And at the moment I'm currently saving up the parts that I need to finish out building out my Red Eyes Burn deck. Of course I don't play this game as much as I should because sometimes the 10-minute turns just wear me out a little bit. But let's move along to the final question, question number 8. In-game purchases to skip timers. Do they exist? And the question is no. To my knowledge, I cannot find anything in this game that represents a timer that says you cannot perform this action until this clock is finished its circle. I can't find any example of that in this game. And just like in Eve Echoes, even in Eve Echoes, a game that I really knew, I had to go digging to find an example of this. So I believe at this point in the video, we only have 2 points on the star to worry about. And that is, does it have loot boxes? And is the store heavily promoted? Now, with both of them, I'm partially inclined to give them half a point each as opposed to a full one. But that could be a theme. That could be a running theme with me in these videos going forwards, me giving it half points. So I've got to draw the line somewhere. I'm going to give it 2 points out of 8, which definitely makes it half as monetized as the game Eve Echoes. So yeah, 2 points out of 8. I'll be making sure to put the nice fancy animation up on screen right now with it kind of pulsating or something, I don't know. I'm still figuring this all out as I go along. So if you want to find out how well your particular mobile or free-to-play game bears with regards to the Is It Free to Play series, let me know in the comments section below what game you'd like me to cover next. I've not played a great many, but I wouldn't mind giving some games a go for an hour or so here and there just to get a feel for them. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, and then hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss that video when it goes live. You don't want to go and leave a comment saying cover this game next and then not be around when the video actually goes live. So hit that subscribe button. And if you're interested in other mobile games, feel free to check out Eve Echoes if you've come here from another game like YuGiOh Master Duel. And yeah, until the next video guys, play casual. Cheers. God, I needed that.